Melissa was a bright, happy little girl. She laughed easily, she played freely, she never once questioned her place in the world, until she was told she couldn't say her R's correctly. Her parents practiced with her every night. What started as a routine soon became self-awareness. She noticed that other kids spoke smoothly, naturally, even her younger brother. Whenever she opened her mouth, somebody corrected what came out. Parents, grandparents, teachers. It wasn't mean. They were trying to be helpful, but it chipped away at an innocence she didn't yet have words for. It was the first time that she wondered quietly, is there something wrong with me? She eventually overcame her speaking challenges, but as she grew, school added weight to that question. Melissa's imagination was wild and alive, but her attention wasn't. Teachers would catch her drifting off and call on her with annoyance. Melissa, can you repeat what I just said? She'd stare back, lost somewhere far from the classroom, constantly being embarrassed in front of her peers. No one knew it was undiagnosed ADHD. Melissa only knew that she struggled in ways that others didn't. Her family was loving, but they often teased her for being naive, always lost in her dream world. She laughed with them, but inside she wondered why. Why she couldn't seem to operate the way everybody else did. The question mark slowly turned into a label. It's being referred to special ed. Melissa's name was on it. Heat rushed up to her face. Her chest tightened. There it was, proof, she thought. Something is wrong with me. Even before she knew the words, anxiety or depression, she knew the feeling, a heaviness that didn't belong in a 10-year-old girl. She got good grades, but only with extra work and doing extra credit. She quietly decided that she was not and would never be smart enough. And yet life sprinkled in a clue. Melissa excelled in exactly one class, creative writing. Stories flowed through her like breath. One teacher pulled her aside and said, "You know, Melissa, you could be a writer someday." That would be a dream come true, she thought. But writers were smart. Writers went to college. Writers weren't, quote unquote, defective. Yet leadership seemed to find her anyway. Student government, a scholarship, then a statewide leadership academy with a speech contest on freedom. Melissa wrote the only way she knew how, through story. And when she delivered it, something inside her clicked. She felt alive, connected, capable. When they announced her name as the winner, her dad jumped to his feet, cheering so loudly that it startled her. She can still feel that moment, surprise, pride, a spark of possibility she hadn't dared to believe in. But belief is hard to hold on to when old stories run deep. And when math blocked her path again in college, she dropped out. It felt like confirmation. So she took a receptionist job, something she felt fit somebody, quote unquote, defective. She didn't know it then, but her story was only beginning. 10 years later, after a few different jobs and a lot of unexpected trials, she remembered her teacher's words and she began to write. She landed on a role in a high-performing company full of A players. She started at the very bottom, the intern. Yet as she studied personal development, she began sharing her reflections with the team, lessons pulled from the tender places in her life that she used to avoid. And somebody noticed. The leader of the company saw her, really saw her, encouraged her, told her that the things that she once believed made her defective was actually her depth, her strength, her gift. Over 8 years, she grew into somebody she never imagined she could. She wrote down every story, every struggle, every moment that shaped her. When the manuscript was finished, she sent it to that same leader, who happened to be an experienced publisher. That publisher was me. I read her pages. I didn't like it. I loved it. I cried. I gasped. I ached. I celebrated. I haven't been that moved by a book in years. It's a collection of stories, trials, and personal insights I knew would change other people's lives. And I was right, because we shared it with a private group inside the Hardy Club over the summer, and the impact was profound. And now, for the rest of the story. Melissa is somebody many of you already know, Missy Moss Wright, the author of Unbreakable Soul. And this is her newly published book, right off the presses. Besides our private Hardy Club group, all of you here are the first to see it. And this beautiful soul, Missy, the girl who once saw herself as broken, will now be a powerful source for, as it says on the cover of the book, for finding joy, purpose, and strength in life's toughest miles. Because of our private summer experience, this book, before even being printed, already has over 1,000 5-star reviews from readers who found themselves in the pages. And today, we extend an invitation for you to get a copy for yourself and maybe for other beautiful souls that you care about in your life. We also have these beautiful box sets, which has the companion leather soul journal inside along with the book to help you identify your biggest breakthroughs. And if you're watching this, you'll get first access to this limited edition golden box set. Now, we only produced a small batch of these to celebrate the launch of Missy's book. And once they're gone, they are gone for good. So think about how gorgeous this will look on your library shelf. So if you've ever felt quote unquote different, if you've ever experienced impossible challenges, if you've ever wondered if something was defective or wrong with you, Missy's story will touch your heart and strengthen your soul by showing you you are not alone. You never were defective. You were never broken. You were becoming unbreakable. Now, here's my question for all of you today. What is a quote unquote defect that you believe you have that might actually be the source of your greatest strength? Let us know that in the comments and get your copy of Unbreakable Soul. I guarantee that you will love it, or I will buy it back myself.